Hello Stampers, this is Super Awesome Stamper Shirley Merker. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Sun Prairie, Wisconsin, USA. In this video, I will show you how to assemble your Faux Stair Step July 2023 kits in the mail. Open it up like that, you can write on the inside. So let's get started with a catalog tour to show you all the products that I used to create your project. So they all come from the annual catalog, which runs May 2023 to April 2024. And I only used one stamp set, and the Hello stamp is what I used from the Hello Ladybug stamp set. I wanted to point out that we no longer sell the Many Marvelous Markers, the Grand Marker Kit, but we do sell them in color collections now on page 125 of the catalog. I am just using the Daffodil Delight marker to ink up my stamp. So go ahead and take a look at that page of the catalog if you're interested in the markers. The pattern papers that I use today would be the Delightfully Eclectic. It's this pattern right here. If you flip your pattern paper over, you'll see daisies on one side and the lemons on the other. And then I use the Fish, Let's Go Fishing. This pattern, you also received in your kit 2 large pieces of assorted patterns from the Let's Go Fishing kit. I'll stuff your kits with that pattern pack until I run out. And then embellishments. I use the Tinsel Gems 4-pack. You got a strip of those. You also got a strip of the 2023-2025 in color dots. The ribbons I used come from the Misty Moonlight, the inner braid ribbon right there, and the Ribbon Duo combo pack. So I only use the Petal Pink. It kind of looked like pink lemonade to me, and that's what got me started designing this card, was that I saw the lemons and that pink lemonade theme, and the ribbon coordinated really well with that. I use a Ladybug Builder Punch to punch the ladybug shape for you, and I think that's it. Of course, I use my scoring tool. Oh, I was going to show you that. Now, let's bring it back here. My scoring board is my best friend next to Carl, who's my boyfriend, my Carl Cutter. Simply Scored scoring tool, number 1 on page 145. If you like the indents and the scores that I make them on the scoring board. I don't make them on my paper trimmer. So that is a must-have in your stamp room if you don't already have it. I edited the order of assembly to do the pink lemonade / daisy card first. You'll see in the fishing card that I had my fish belly up on the back side. I didn't really like that look. So take note when you get to the fish card how your fish print looks, and make sure you add that center step to your cards before you add the back piece of DSP. Okay, proceeding with the video now. Here is the second card. So ladybugs and lemonade, or daisies. So I'm going to put the daisies up on this card. That way you can see the difference. I'm using the stamp set Hello Ladybug and the little hello on there. I've used this little hello so much. It just makes a fun little statement when you open up the card instead of handwriting hello. Okay, so that's ready. All right, so measurements again. Card base is 4 1/4, scored at 1 1/4, 2 1/2, 5 3/4. Card base measurement is 4 1/4 by 9 inches. All right, so here's the card. Flip it over. I've already scored that one for you. Next one is the mountain fold. And so I've already scored it because I had to make it fit into the envelope. So that flap goes towards the back. Next one is a valley fold and then a mountain fold. And then grab your bone folder and just burnish those score lines. It'll help the card lay flat when you mail it. And I did film assembling the fish card first, but I think I'm going to put this one mix stuff around on my video because I attached the back panel and you don't want to do that. So back panel, don't attach that yet. Open it up. Decide if you want the lemonades up or the daisies. All right, so lemonades up. So the mistake I made actually in the others, I made two mistakes. I laid out my pattern and I had it congruent. I don't know, what's that called when things are straight up, aligned. And I did it the same way here. It mattered on the fish card because then the fishes were belly up on the back side. So this one you can't really tell if it's up or down. If it matters that your patterns line up, this is how you lay it out on your card. Doesn't matter with the daisies. So we're going to put daisies up because I want you to see the difference, and you can decide if you want the pink lemonade pattern up or the daisies. Now again, set aside that back piece. We don't want to attach that back piece of Designer Series paper yet. I want to make sure this one lines up though. Consecutive patterns, is that what I was thinking of? All right, next, this is your step. Okay, I'm gonna burnish that. Don't know if I burnished it yet. So flip it over, so your flap is up. Attach glue on either end, just one swipe. Lay your card flat, and then line up the step, the bottom of the card, and then flip it over, flap your back flap down. Actually, flip it over, fold that up, flap it down, okay? And now this will flip to the back. So if you did what I did, it didn't quite line up. Now flip this over and your pattern paper can go in the back. I'm gonna put adhesive on all four sides because I'm going over that flap. Okay, basic whites for the inside as well. And these squares measured 4 by 3. Should remember that because I just made a whole bunch of kits. This goes on the inside. All right, now your center strip, we're gonna have daisies up this time. Gave you a strip of this Daffodil Delight. And kind of lay stuff out and see how you like it. Wow, I like them both. The pink lemonade in the summer is my favorite drink. But I like the daisies up. Look at that. And then I give you 2 strips of this basic white, or maybe 1 long strip. So you'd have a little bit of area and extra space if you kind of fudged your stamping for your sentiment. So I still like that pattern. So where's my tape? So I'm lining up the Daffodil Delight so it's just above that step so I can wrap the ribbon around it. That's good. And yes, I have not attached that DSP to the old olive card base yet, because I want to custom cut it off. All right, now I can attach that down. And for a fun thing, I should have maybe put the lemons up on the center strip, but I like the daisies too. This is the pattern paper pack. Something eclectic. Wow, no, I can't remember the first name. It has a lot of patterns in it. Okay, now let's assemble our little ladybug. Ladybug wings. Gotta have the ladybug popping up, right? Now the ladybug, I would recommend that you put 3 dimensionals, one on her head and one on either wing. All right, before you attach her on the white, kind of line it up where you want it. So I have it kind of not at the edge of the card. It kind of, you can kind of see a little bit of designer series paper right there. So I want it about there. Probably just one swipe of the adhesive will be good. Okay. And attach her. Attach her on the white. Then that's extra. You've got these strips of the 4, they're called Tinsel Gems in the 4-pack. You could have gotten 4 green. I've already used my smaller 2 green. I'm going to use the larger 2 green for the eyeballs. You can kind of see which one we like. And there's tinsel inside those. How about I have her eyeballs kind of hanging off because they're bigger? What do you think? Are they going to be too far apart? They might be too far apart then. Here we go. The strip is on a piece of acetate. Bring it over to the ladybug and see if I like that. Oh, now there's glare. If I have her eyeballs hanging off, oh, she looks like a total bug, not a cute bug. So we're going to put them inside of her head, just like the smaller ones there. There. And the rest of the strip is used for you to use wherever you'd like. All right, last would be our stamping. So I'm going to use my Daffodil Delight marker. The thick end is indicated by this wider end line over there. Just going to rub it against the stamp. And then hope I get it centered. And I should, even though I'm on camera, because it's a photopolymer. Now to make the little flags, grab your paper snips. Cut down the center on one side, and then from the corner to where you cut, up to where you cut. This is how we used to make flags before we had fancy punches to do them for us. And those punches came about because some of us like things to be perfectly aligned, and a punch would do that, whereas fussy cutting is not going to get you a perfect flag every time. Okay, now there's a hello. I did pop that up on a dimensional. I just finished my sheet here, so let me grab another one. You can see I've already used the outside of this one, that dimensional sheet. Just going to put it one dimensional on the right side there. Pop it up. Okay, get that out of the way. I like to have a clean mat because then I know everything's been used up. Extra that, extra those tinsel gems. Oh, ribbon. So wrap it through the back side. And I had it tied on the left side because it balances the ladybug on the right. And you're going to have to do a double knot again. If you're good at knotting, you might get a little bit left. So you can put a little smidge on the inside to decorate the inside. Yep, and I will. Okay, I had straight, or had angled tails there. I'm going to do straight this time. The straight follows the pattern of the ribbon. Just like that. And then I'm going to cut off that end there. I want a clean end. Okay, not going to worry about attaching that ribbon down. It's not going to go that far. It may slide down a little bit, but it should be okay, just like that. And then I didn't put the additional ribbon on the inside of my card, probably because I tied it right off the end, but you can put it in the inside. And for that, I am going to grab my tear and tape because it's the perfect width. And my tape runner, yeah, it's perfect width. My tape runner is a little bit wider than that. So if you're doing anything interesting and fun to that inside panel, I suggest doing it, embellishing it before you attached it, because now there's no way for me to lay this flat to work with. So it's it's a little bit awkward. Try to get that straight because it's not coming up. All right, just tear and tape it. It is super sticky, and that's what we love about it. Okay. Oh, I didn't quite get it covered. There. Okay. So there's that. All right, let's pull that in. So everything's already scored for you and cut, except for one little tiny thing on the lemonade kit. But everything is scored for you. All the measurements are in the tutorial. I'll go through them though, in case you don't want to find your tutorial and you're just making more using my video. So I'm gonna sit down here and we'll get started in your kit. So take it out of the plastic envelopes. I do wanted to point out those plastic envelopes that I ship my kits in the mail in are the clear medium envelopes. We do sell those, 50 per pack. Item number is 102619. That's how they arrive. So you can reuse those. You can mail your cards in them. You can save your samples in them. All right, here's our card base. So I've already scored it one way so I could fit it into the envelope. So have that flap towards the back. I'm going to do a valley fold on the next one, a mountain fold on that, and then grab your scoring tool, your bone folder, and burnish those ends. Okay, same with this center stair step. I'm going to burnish that end. Set that aside. All right, now you need to decide how you're going to lay this out. I cut your pattern paper, the fishy pattern paper, so that it is coordinating. Lay it out. They should all line up. Of course, you can mix them up if you want. Want your fish to be swimming in a different sea. But I like my... Here's the part in the video that I mentioned in the first voiceover. The way I have it laying on my paper now and how I assemble it on my Night of Navy card base initially. That back piece of DSP that I'm attaching adhesive to right now, the fishies will be belly side up. So fast forward a little bit on the video and you'll see that actually I removed that back piece of DSP. I attached the center stair first and then I put the fish pattern so they're swimming and alive in the lake. Hope that makes sense. The little map piece, place that in the inside for a place to write. But if you want to put that on a different panel and have that blue lined up, you're totally okay with that. But I want the map up so I have a place to write. Kind of color coordinates with it. And there's no right or wrong or upside. You can't really see. That might look up to me. I turn it both ways and it looks like it's could go either way. All right, now your center stair step is this piece. It measures 2.5 by 8.5 inches, scored at 5.5, and it's going to be attached like that. So you're just going to add adhesive on this back side with the flap. Adhesive right there. And fold this shut. Line it up on the bottom. And press down. And then it'll tuck underneath this pattern paper. And you know what? Y'all like that upside down? I do not. We're gonna pull that off anyway. I attached that a little too soon. I'm gonna flip it over because that means those fishies are dead. So all my perfectly cutting to make sure the patterns match up didn't really matter. Pull that off. Press that down. So put your card flat on the table and reapply your adhesive if you need to. There we go. And then it's gonna go like that. There. Now my fishies are swimming and I'm live. Okay. This piece goes in the center. I like the fishing rods up, although that's kind of neat too with the knots. Maybe I'll do the knots up so you can kind of see while I'm assembling this. You can kind of decide which ones you want, which way you want up. Okay, you got a square of our new punch, not a square, a circle, the 2 3/8 inch circle punch, plus a retired one. This was the 2-inch punch, I'm pretty sure. Again, you put whatever you want up, the fly, fishers, or tide flies, or the plaid. And then I pop this up a little bit. Because all this is going to be thick, I can make that as well, thick as well. So I'm just going to put some dimensionals on the one side because it's hanging off on the other. All right, now you've got a length of this ribbon, inner braid ribbon in the Misty Moonlight. And it's just going to be not over the edge of the card, otherwise it won't fit in your envelope. So paper snips. Cut that off, and the excess we're going to use on the inside. I like the straight cut for this one because we're going to take some of our linen thread and just make a knot. So making a knot with a smaller linen thread or baker's twine around the thicker ribbons is a way to use that ribbon without having to tie a bow, because this ribbon is pretty thick. Try to tie a bow, it wouldn't look good on a fish card, right? But be so thick you probably couldn't mail it. So double knot that bow, and then you've got excess linen thread to cut off. Okay, there's the front. Oh, nope, not quite. We've got our little, I'm gonna call them my stoplights. I needed something else on this card. I kind of like it like that with that gray up. But we've got this little, oh, I forgot to point out that punch in the catalog. It coordinates with the alphabet stamp set. Now I can't remember either name of either at the top. Can't remember either one, the name of the punch or the stamp set right now that it coordinates with. So let's just try to center that. A little bit of adhesive. A glue dot would work good too. And then your strip of the 2023 2025 in color dots. You can decide which colors you want. So this orangish kind of looks like salmon, the salmon color. The pink, the yellow, the gray. Also got the blue. I think I'm going to do something a little different on this one. I'm going to do the blue down the center. So these dots are 3 different sizes, so you have to do something a little different with them in order to make them balanced. There. And then yellow's not going to coordinate, kind of this salmon color. Yeah, I'll put it over on that side again. And the extra dots are just extras. The pink. And I'm not going to do the yellow because yellow coordinated with the rods. Not so much with the gray that I have up. Like it, like it, like it. Okay, so remember on your card not to attach that back panel DSP until you've added your center stair step. Okay, and I forgot to mention the dimensions of the card base is 4 1/4 by 9 inches, scored at 1 1/4, 2 1/2, and 5 3/4. And that's the first card. So extras. Oh, this we put in the inside. Or you can put it on a different card. You can have a little bit left there. And just tear and tape or strip of. All right, thanks for coming along with me and doing the Faux Stair Step kits in the mail for July 2023. Remember, my kits change every month, so I feature a different kit each month. And all the details for my current kits will be on my blog at superawesomestampware.com under the kits in the mail icon, or along the top of the menu, there's a section for kits in the mail as well. So those are your 2 options. Kind of like the bigger eyeballs. Kind of fun. And here are the ones. So left hand is my sample, right hand was the one I assembled with you. And I think that's it. The video description will have the measurements as well, along with that PDF tutorial that I emailed you. So I hope you enjoyed creating kits with me today, and we'll stamp with you soon. Bye.